When you really think about it, Paige Bueckers should have fell off. She basically missed almost 2 whole seasons back to back due to injuries, yet her popularity never wavered. But why are people so obsessed with Paige Bueckers? And don't worry, we'll talk about those TikTok edits y'all love later in the video, but let's talk about the important stuff first. Now, saying Paige is extremely talented is an understatement. Just recently, she became the fastest player in UCONN history to reach 2,000 points, beating players like Maya Moore, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, and Afisa Collier. But her list of achievements goes on, and most people forget that she was the first freshman to ever win the AP Player of the Year award in 2021, getting more votes than Caitlin Clark that year. This led to many people claiming that Paige Bueckers would have had something similar to the Caitlin Clark effect if she wouldn't have gotten injured 2 years in a row. But her resilience in overcoming adversity is another reason people love her. See, when people normally get injured, their performance goes down afterwards. But Paige actually averaged more points her comeback season than she did before she got injured. And it's not like her injuries were minor, but she said it herself.
Like, I did not get here by myself. It's funny, I have my Pilates instructor here, Brooke, who came to a game. And it's just like the people, Hootie, Janelle, people, like my coach, everybody who's invested in me and stayed with me. I've had a tough journey, but it's been a beautiful journey, and I've seen so many people invest a lot and do a lot for me, and I just really want to reward their hard work, because everybody sees the 2,000 points, but nobody sees the 2,000 days of hard work. So it's just a testimony to everybody who's invested in me.
But another thing people don't always see her doing is constantly speaking up for important causes, such as the Black Lives Matter movement. And at the 2021 ESPYs, when receiving her award, she spoke on how she's a white woman in a black-led sport, and she even called out the fact that black women do not get enough media coverage in sports. She went as far to drop statistics on how the WNBA had 80% of black athletes winning postseason awards, but they only received half the amount of media coverage as their white teammates. But then she ended her speech mentioning Breonna Taylor's name, who was one of the biggest figures during the Say Her Name movement as she was killed by police. And she also made several Instagram posts speaking on how people should see color and how she'll continue to fight for her little brother. And social media itself is another reason that people are obsessed with Paige Bueckers. You see, NIL deals only started happening in July of 2021, and that was the same year Paige started her career at UCONN, meaning she is part of the first generation of players ever to have had NIL deals for all 4 years of her playing career. And before NIL deals, you had to actually follow a player's Instagram to see their photos, or follow sports in general to see her highlights. But now, everything's changed, and you could be following company pages like Gatorade and see her, or shopping on Croc's website and see her favorite choices, or be scrolling through Nike and see her new shoes, or reading about Dunkin' Donuts and seeing her. And she even has a NIL deal with Unrivaled Basketball, and if you want to check out my video on Unrivaled, I'll link it at the end of this video. But due to NIL deals Paige has with these companies, means people don't even have to follow basketball to know who she is, and the numbers clearly prove that. Which leads me to my last point. She has it. From a good fashion sense, to trash talking on the court, to shining on TikTok, fans are absolutely obsessed with consuming her content and making edits of her, which is another level of marketing that she doesn't even have to do herself. And it's gotten to the point that so many people have learned about Paige, not because of her 2,000 points, social justice initiatives, or play on the court, but simply because they enjoy seeing TikTok edits of her. And just as promised, here are a few.